fans. Welcome to Baker Gator High School football on WTJT 90.1 FM, WTJT.org, and Junk Jive YouTube channel. Tonight we are live from Freeport High School in Walton County, home of the Bulldogs. It is the Baker Gators' second road trip of the season and their toughest test thus far. The Gators undefeated, 5 wins, no losses, and they're coming off a big victory over their arch rival, the J Royals, last week. Meanwhile, back at the Halls of Justice, the Freeport Bulldogs also undefeated, 6 wins, no losses, and last week they traveled to winless Chipley, and the 0-5 Tigers, they give the Bulldogs a scare, but Freeport wins it 41-36. And now tonight, it is the battle of the unbeatens. 2 undefeated teams meet tonight. Facing off, head-to-head, toe-to-toe, paws to claws. In the doghouse tonight, the Bulldogs, the Gators. Stay tuned, pregame coming up. And once again, a very pleasant and warm October evening. Thanks for listening to Baker Gator High School football. I'm Mark Forehand, just so glad and thrilled to be back with you. And with me again this week, always a blessing, always a pleasure, and sometimes unpredictable, Jesse Jernigan. Jesse, welcome to Freeport.
Hey, I'm excited. First road trip broadcast to Freeport this year, and or ever for me, and thankful to be here. Excited that we have 2 unbeaten teams, both playing well this year, and doing a great job all around. Offense, defense on both teams have been clicking. It looks like it's going to be a great matchup tonight. And also, last but not least, our roving, fearless sideline reporter. He's always in the stadium or on the field or at the concession stand, Robbie Kolb. And Robbie, welcome back, my friend. Good to see you again.
Hey, guys, I'm just glad tonight to see that you guys are inside the booth. When I was at Freeport last, which was about 13 years ago, or maybe not that long, but I was sitting outside of the press box.
That's because they didn't want you inside.
I can believe that. There probably wasn't enough room in there for me.
Okay, so guys, we are past the midway point of the season. Just a handful of teams still undefeated.
Yeah.
And we are blessed to have 2 right here tonight, Baker Gators and Freeport Bulldogs. So, Jesse, I'll ask you first, and then Robbie, what kind of game do you expect tonight? Do you think we'll see a high-scoring offensive shootout, a low-scoring defensive battle, or a lopsided blowout? Jesse, what do you think?
I think tonight's going to be probably middle of the road. I think both defenses have played pretty decent all year long, and we saw some amazing stands by the Gators with our eyes. And obviously for Freeport to be 6-0 coming into this game, their defense is doing something right. I know last week they played against the 0-5 Tigers from Chipley and maybe struggled a little bit, but it seemed like maybe the Chipley Tigers had an offense that was progressive and doing better than maybe some of the ones that they had seen, made it a little bit tighter. But I think the Gators will be able to score. I think the running game is going to work tonight for them. But also on the other side, it looks like they have a pretty decent passing game, maybe an option game, watching them in pregame tonight. So maybe a little bit different look than what we've seen so far this year for the Gator defense. So I think it's going to be a pretty decent on both ways.
Robbie, what do you think?
Well, guys, I think it's going to be a battle in the trenches, walking in, seeing the offensive line that Freeport has, and knowing what we have offensively on the offensive side of the football, and then on the defensive side. I think this game's going to be fought in the trenches.
It's time for the coin toss. Team captains for the Freeport Bulldogs are number 25, Tobias Holmes. Number 60 is Skylar Washington. Number 51, Brian Deanda. And number 57, Blake Shelley. Team captains for Baker is Xander Long, Garen Mitchum, and Devin Jordan. And now we'll go down to the field with Robbie Kolb.
My name's Greg Domico, and I'll be your referee for tonight's game. Mr. Ben Sass is your umpire. Over on this side, I have Mr. Eddie Kemp. Over here, I have Mr. Don Norman. He's my head linesman. Mr. Eric Zimmerman is my back judge. Okay, a few things I ask or I demand. I do want good sportsmanship. The state says we've got to have good sportsmanship. We're going to have it. So if you're talking to him, you're talking to him, hey, nice job or something like that. Okay, do you understand? Do you understand? I have a coin, tails and heads. He's going to call it in the air. If I drop it, we're going to do it again. You understand? In the air. Ready? You listen to what he says. Ready?
Tails.
What did he say?
Tails.
What is it?
Tails.
That means he's one to toss. He's got some options. He can kick. You want the ball, and which way do you want to kick? All right. Good job. All right, guys. Here we go.
So there you go. The Gators win the coin toss, Jesse, and looks like they want the ball first.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
So
unless Robbie.
I think we deferred, so we're going to be. I think he said we deferred. That's what I thought he said. We deferred. Yeah. So the Gators will defer, and they'll get the ball in the second half.
So, Jesse, what does this send to, first, your Baker teammates, and then a message to Freeport when you say, hey, we're going to kick to you first.
That's right.
Put you on offense first. What does that kind of say to the players?
Yeah, most of the time in that situation, you have, just the confidence in our defense. Like, if they want the ball first, great. That's wonderful. We trust our defense. We know they're going to get us out. And hopefully, best case scenario, 3 and out on this first drive that they get. Or, who knows, they may get that the pooch kick that we've been talking about so much this year and over the past several years of Coach Brunson. It always leaves a good option. If he misses it, man, our guys are flying down the field. We could get that right off the bat and turn it over.
Well, I agree with you exactly. It's like they're saying, hey, we're going to give you the ball first. We dare you to score on our defense. And if you don't, we're going to score on your offense.
That's right.
Well, here come the Baker Gators. The Gators tonight are wearing their white jerseys with the maroon numbers and the maroon pants, maroon helmets. And the hometown Freeport Bulldogs wearing their blue jerseys with the white numbers, blue pants, white stripes, and white helmets. They are blue and orange. And, Jesse, it looks like a Gator-Seminole matchup looking at the color scheme. But nonetheless, Here we go. So the Baker Gators, 5 wins, no losses. Freeport, 6-0. And obviously, that will change for someone tonight. It's going to be a fight in the dog pound. The Gators, the Bulldogs, and Mark and Jesse in the booth. Robbie on the sideline. We are set.
Well, guys, if I can just add something right here, this is something that Freeport hadn't experienced, been at this point in a long time, 6-0. The Gators, they've been here before.
Exactly. Senior place kicker Pierce Thompson set to kick off for the Gators, and back deep for Freeport is number 4 Jordan Doby.
And it's quite a warm night tonight, Mark. I don't know if someone forgot that it's October, but it's toasty.
Well, we could talk to your boss. There's the whistle, and we are underway from Freeport and the pooch kick. Fair catch called for at the 33-yard line by number 22, Gavin Holden. So, Jesse, a chance now to see this Freeport offense. And up front, they got some big guys. The center is Michael, I believe that's
Michael Bill, looks
Michael Bill, yes, sir. Right guard is Travis Moore. Right tackle is Preston Abbott. Left guard is Blake Shelley, and left tackle Devin Cosen. And Devin Cosen, he is 6'4", 270. That's a big left tackle. And the quarterback is Keen Neal. He's in the backfield by himself, shotgun formation. He's got a man in motion that's holding his quarterback keeper. He gets by Eric McQueen, and he is held up by Jack Adams, and Jack Adams drives him back. Then he gets some help from Xander Long. But a short run, about a 2-yard gain, 2nd down 8 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think that's something the Gators are going to really have to watch out for tonight. Is looks like King Neal is going to be able to run the ball and be able to pass at the same time. So he's got that option. Looks like he's got some good wheels on him. We've got about 4 to 5. It looks like we have 5 men up front right now on the Gator defense. A couple linebackers, 2 safeties in the back, and a couple corners covering the receivers out to the side.
11:27 first quarter. And Holden goes in motion. Now King back to pass. He's got a man wide open. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10. Cousin inside and ball down at the 5-yard line by Jack Adams. What a great pass play from King. Neal to number 25, Tobias Holmes.
Yeah, and he did a good job there. Great connection there from Neal to Holmes, and he was just wide open. But I will say this, on that play, we did blitz. We pulled a couple of our safeties, or one of our safeties right there on that play for the Gators. Did blitz there at the last second, leaving a little bit of hole in the middle of the field for him to throw to.
10:59, first quarter, first and goal from the 6. And King Neal, quarterback keeper, and he has brought down Joshua Gamble, makes the tackle, along with Devin Jordan at about the 3-yard line, second down and goal.
And that's a risk that you take, Mark, in that situation. If you do blitz, trying to get pressure on the quarterback, someone's going to be left open, especially if you're going man-to-man or maybe zone in the middle and man on the outside, which I think is what the Gators are running at that point. It leaves somebody open at some point, and you've got to be able to cover all your bases, especially when you got a quarterback that can throw like that.
10:27 first quarter, no score, but it is now second down goal for Freeport from the 3-yard line. And now King Neal goes under center and hands off to his big lineman. That is number 60, Skylar Washington. And he gets down to about the 1-yard line. Yeah, offensive lineman there on the carry.
Bringing in the beef to be able to push it in there at the last second, a couple yards at a time. And maybe that's the strategy they're going to go with, because it looks like they may be on the 2-yard line right now, I think, Mark, and third down.
Third down and goal, 9:50 first quarter. Again, Neal under center, and he just bulls his way forward, and he is in the end zone. Freeport strikes first, but the flag is down. Wait and see what this flag is all about. It's a sideline warning to Freeport, looks like, but the touchdown is good. 9:44 to go, and the Bulldogs strike first.
Yeah. And again, with his legs, being able to do that, he's got his legs he can move with, run with. He's got a great arm. Did a great job. Our defense is going to step up and really cover all our bases. And again, an offense that we really haven't seen a quarterback of this caliber.
Jordan Dobie on for the point after for Freeport. And it is, I don't know if he was trying to pull a fake there, Jesse, but the holder ends up with the ball and he is sacked. And so the extra point is no good. The holder was number 7, Briar Blunt, and I don't know what happened, but he lost that one.
Just a busted play, huh?
I guess so. So 9:44 to go first quarter. Your score, Freeport 6 and Baker nothing. Back in a moment.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice weekly pickup featuring automated trucks. No bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com.
And welcome back. Here's the kick by Freeport. And it's a little swivel kick taken by Seth Bax about the 35-yard line. Cuts up the sideline. He's to the 50, 45, and forced out of bounds near the Freeport 37. So a little squib kick, I guess, a little long, just a little kick and a little dribble, more or less, and backside, great return. He's into Freeport territory, 37-yard line.
It's a great heads-up play by Baxa right there. Probably looks maybe close to 30, 33 yards on the return, and you could just grab that, fall on it, and he'd be back on the 30 on the other side. But now, man, we're driving right down there, probably 37-yard line.
Heads-up play by Seth Baxa, 9:35, first quarter, Freeport 6, and Baker nothing. And now Baker first series. First and 10 from the 37-yard line. Sam Croson under center, hands off to Joe Brunson. Joe Brunson cuts it inside. He's across the 35, and they're brought down at the 35-yard line. Tackle made by number 53. That's Ahmad Glenn for Freeport.
Again, we're starting off with the same run game consistency that we always see with the Gators. Being able to pound in between the tackles, be able to find that open hole, find the weakness in the defense, I think is what Coach is trying to do on these first couple drives. Just being consistent. Go into Joe, get it to our backs, get it to Baxa, be able to get this speed around the outside and hopefully open one of those holes and bust a big play.
8:59, second down, 7 from the Freeport 34-yard line. Again, your quarterback is Sam Croson under center. Seth backs to the lone running back. And Croson looking to pass. He's being pursued, and he tucks the ball away. He's the 25, the 20, still going. And Sam Croson turns what could have been a broken play into a positive gain. He's got the first down near the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and Croson did a good job on that play. He could have been dead in the backfield for maybe a 10-yard loss almost, dropping deep. McQueen was actually open, headed toward the end zone, but he had pressure in his face, made it tough for him to be able to see. But he made a great decision not throwing into pressure. Picked up a first down. Great job there by the quarterback.
8:27 first quarter. Freeport on top 6-0. It is 1st and 10 Baker from the Freeport 21. Joe Brunston takes the handoff from Croson, and Joe's dancing around trying to find somewhere to go. He gets down to about the 15-yard line, a 6-yard pickup, 2nd down 4 for the Gators.
Yeah, tried to get to the outside right there. Joe was eyeing the outside corner, trying to get to the sideline, be able to put them afterburners on and be able to get to the end zone. Didn't quite have it. Freeport's defense did a good job flowing with the ball and keeping contained on that. Still picked up quite a few yards on the play.
Yeah, 6-yard pickup, 2nd down 4 from the 15. 7:49 to go first quarter. In the backfield now is Garen Mitchum behind Sam Croson. Got Jack Adams and Joe Brunson. Brunson in motion. And it's a handoff to Garen Mitchum. He bulls his way. He's broke loose. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Baker Gators. Wow, what a play by Garen.
Just great play by Garen. I know. He looked like he was stopped maybe, 2 or 3 times there to start with, but kept bouncing off, keeping those legs driving. That 2nd, 3rd, and even 4th effort right there paid off, and Garen danced right in there. Well, I don't know if he danced in the end zone, but he fell into the end zone. Either way, he got a touchdown on that play. Great job, Garen.
A 15-yard run, and now we're tied at 6 apiece with 7:27 to go in the first. Zangelong is the holder, and Pierce Thompson set to kick the point after. There's the snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 7:27 to go. Baker takes the lead. 7-6. Back in a moment.
WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
And welcome back to Freeport. And Jesse, this is almost identical to the Northview game. They scored first. Now they went for 2 and failed. Freeport went for the 1, and the snap was botched. And now Baker goes right down, and they take the lead 7-6. So it may shape up to be that kind of a game. And fair catch called for on the pooch kick by Pierce, and this time they catch it about the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 Freeport.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about the Northview game. The same intensity that we felt at that game from both teams, both crowds, the excitement. It's the same atmosphere you feel here. But again, like you said, those extra points are huge in these tight games, especially when you have 2 great offenses and 2 great defenses going. I mean, you could have just an amazing show right here of offensive going back and forth. But at some point, one of these defenses is going to step up and make a huge play.
7:27, 1st and 10 from the Freeport 39. King Neal, your quarterback, hands off to Dobie around the left side, and he is stopped by Devin Jordan near the 45-yard line, and Devin puts a lick on number 4, Jordan Dobie.
It was a good job there by Devin Jordan to track him down, but also by Eric McQueen to hold contain and not allow him to get to the sideline, because I believe if Jordan Dobie was able to get to the sideline, he's got some speed. He could turn on them afterburners, maybe trouble for us. 2nd
down 4 from the 45 with 6:56 to go. King Neal tries to hand it off. Now he keeps the ball, and he's got positive yardage. He's across midfield and finally gang tackled. Eric McQueen and Garen Mitchum leading the way, but it's our 1st down for Freeport in Baker territory at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, good job there by the defense. Not give away a huge play. There was some misdirection. You would think at that point maybe Dobie was going to get the ball around the outside, but again, Neal stepping back up and with his legs getting the job done, and that's something that we really haven't seen a whole lot of this year, and it's going to maintain. Our linebackers are going to have to stay home and make sure they don't allow him to beat us with his legs.
6:31 to go, first quarter, 7-6 Baker. First and 10 Freeport from the Baker 48. Neal, back to pass. Good protection. Goes downfield, and it is intercepted. The Baker Gators have the interception, and that is Sam Croson.
Yes, sir. That was a beautifully played coverage right there by Sam. He stayed right with his receiver, right on his hip, and at the last second broke right across him. I know that maybe some of the fans may be saying a little touching, but it was going both ways in my opinion. They were both kind of doing a little push off of each other, but while the ball was in the air, there was no harm, no foul. Great play.
It is first and 10, Baker from their 27. Timeout taken. Baker on top, 7-6. Back in a moment.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
Back in 2011, Matt Brunson's first year as head coach, they come to Freeport, and the Dogs beat the Gators in overtime that first year under Matt Brunson. Right now, 7-6, and Sam Croson hands off to Jack Adams. He finds a hole. He breaks a tackle. He's at the 45, the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. They won't stop Jack Adams. Touchdown, Baker Gators, 73 yards.
Wow. Incredible shift of momentum right there to go from an interception by Croson, and now Jack Adams taking it the distance. That'll shift the atmosphere of this stadium big time.
And Jesse, he breaks that tackle. What impressive. That shows the strength of Jack Adams to break that tackle and just go right down the field.
That's right. Yeah, the muscle and just intensity. I'm telling you, adrenaline's pumping right now for them, and they're doing a great job. But that's that strength and training that they've done all off season to be able to get ready for these games like this.
And now Pierce Thompson set for the point after. Xander Long is the holder. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. 5:57 to go, first quarter. Your new score, Baker 14, Freeport 6, and back in just a moment.
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
And back to Freeport. Another pooch kick by Pierce Thompson and a fair catch called for by Gavin Holding near his 29-yard line. So, Jesse, we are just halfway through the first quarter, and already 20 points have been scored, 14 for Baker and 6 for the hometown Freeport Bulldogs.
Right, yeah, it's that back and forth mentality that we kind of talked about at the beginning of the game. I don't know that it's going to be a completely high-scoring game because at some point the defenses are going to figure out what's going to work against these offenses. But I'm telling you, both teams are doing great, but Baker has really shifted the momentum in the last couple minutes.
Well, the big run by Garrett Mitchum, on the first touchdown, and then the 73-yard blast by Jack Adams, and what speed and strength on that young man. And there is some confusion in a timeout. Robbie Cole, what you got for us down there?
Well, guys, just the adjustments that I've seen on the sideline by the coaching staff, and then your senior quarterback over as a defensive back, stepping up and having a huge interception right there, and then the Gators capitalizing on the first play. Definitely the momentum switch, and I'm telling you, these Gator fans are fired up.
And we'll take a short break, Jesse, and be right back after this. 14-6, Baker on top.
Thank you, Brackney Funeral Service in Crestview, for your support. Brackney Funeral Service is located on Highway 90 East. They are locally owned and operated and provide all the traditional funeral services, including burials and cremations. And the telephone number is 683-9898. 683-9898. Terry Brackney is the funeral director. Again, thanks, Terry and Brackney Funeral Service for giving to WTJT.
And back to Freeport, first and 10, or second down and 10 from the 28-yard line. And Neal under center. Hands off to Gavin Holden, and he's brought down quickly by that Baker defense. Joe Brunson and Sam Croson and Devin Jordan on the tackle. And I think the down marker was wrong. It said second down, but that was the first play. But now it's second down and 9 from the Freeport 29-yard line. And 5:30 to go, first quarter. And Jesse, that will take the sail out of the hometown crowd when you scored 2 touchdowns back to back like that.
Absolutely. They were fired up a few minutes ago, but now they're a little bit quieter.
So now King Neal under center, rolls back, looking to pass, avoids one tackle, and he is his man. That is Bayer Blunt with a great catch. Tackled by Jesse Jordan, but it's a first down inside Baker territory.
Yeah, they did a good job on that time for the Freeport wide receivers, running some crisp routes. Had one guy deep pulling our safety back and that cornerback, another guy on the shallow route, and that left that middle of the field pretty well wide open because it looked like our linebackers came in, sucked in on that play action, and weren't really, keeping their keys and watching everything they were supposed to watch at that point. Maybe did a good job on that time for them to, for Freeport to be able to get the ball down the field. Looks like there might have been a flag too, Mark.
There was a flag. It goes for Penal. It was holding against Freeport, and that nullifies a beautiful pass play from King Neal to Breyer Blunt. So second down, and it is a spot foul, so it's still second down, but now it's second down and about 4 from the 33-yard line of Freeport. 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Again, quarterback King Neal is under his center. And the motion goes Blunt. King Neal keeps it, tries to bootleg, and Ethan Edge is right there to wrap him up, and then he gets some help from his teammates. Looks like Devin Jordan and Matthew McClure on the tackle as well.
Yeah, Freeport's relying really heavy right now on misdirection, trying to get our linebackers going one way and allow the quarterback to get around the other end. But our guys are staying home definitely on the run and doing a great job staying with their reads, making sure they know exactly where these running backs are going because, they're flying everywhere. It kind of looks like maybe jet paths in the air. Everybody's going every which direction trying to catch attention, but they're staying with that ball, staying with their man, and covering all their bases.
It is third down and about 6 from the 32-yard line. Play clock down to 2, and Freeport looks confused, Jesse, and they call it, there's a flag for delay of game unless they call it a timeout. But there was a lot of confusion on the Freeport side.
Yeah, they're shifting formations and going back and forth, and the quarterback's kind of throwing his hands up to the sideline. Not sure what he's doing, not sure what he's supposed to be calling at that point. So that doesn't vote well. I know that this quick scores that Baker's had is shaking up their offense as well, shaking up the players.
3:53 first quarter. It is now third down, 10, Freeport back at the original line of scrimmage, the 28-yard line. King Neal again under his center. In motion goes Blunt. And handoff, or his quarterback keeper, I think he wants to throw, but he is wrapped up quickly. Carter Mason brings him down for a loss. And all of a sudden, that first touchdown drive by Freeport looks like it was ages ago. They just look confused, Jesse.
Yeah, and that's tough because I know we've talked about the crowd is out of it, but it looks like the guys are kind of not trusting themselves at this point. And to be a 6-0 team like they are, I think they're going to get that back, and we're going to have to be ready for that. But right now, we need to take advantage of this moment, the Gators do, and just play their hearts out.
3:19 to go first quarter, 14-6, Baker on top. It is 4th and 11 for Freeport back at their 27-yard line. Joe Brunson at his 45 awaits the punt from number 4, Dobie. There's your snap, and there's your punt, and Joe's just going to watch it bounce. And it takes a Freeport bounce down to about the 34-yard line. 2:57 to go first quarter, 14-6 Baker. Back after this.
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida. It's businesses like you, through all your support, that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
Matt Brunson, 7-2 all-time against Freeport last year, first-round playoffs. They win 49-14. Sam Croson on the handoff to Joe Brunson. Joe finds a hole. Hits across midfield and forced out of bounds. But it was a great gain and a pickup, a first down for the Baker Gators.
Yeah, great job there by Brunson to get to that sideline. And again, that's what we've been consistent with as far as Coach Brunson making these calls and that offense for the Gators. They're staying consistent, staying between the tackles, and now we're starting to see some of those holes open up. And again, it could be to maybe just on the defense, maybe even they're just a little discouraged because it's been one touchdown after the other for the Gators. It makes it tough on them, but like I said, take advantage of it. Let's do the best we can with what we got.
2:30 first quarter, 1st and 10 Baker from their 46. And handoff goes to Joe Brunson again. He finds a hole. There's nobody there. He's at the 20, the 10. Touchdown Baker Gators. And there's a flag down, I believe. Nope. That was a towel.
Maybe a towel. Yeah, look, It looked a little yellow from here too. Man, right up the middle, in between the tackles again, Mark, like we've been talking about. They're staying consistent, and our guys are picking up their blocks. I credit our offensive line on that play right there. They did a great job going not only with first level but second level, getting deep in that defensive secondary and allowing Joe just to have his way with the defense, do whatever he wants to do.
And what a great blocking, Jesse. There was a hole big enough you could drive 2 semis through there, but a 54-yard run by Joe Brunson. And the extra point by Pierce Thompson. It is good. 2:18 to go in this first quarter. Baker in control, 21-6. We'll take a break. Be right back.
WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators.
And Robbie Cole, what's up?
Well, let's get this kickoff right here. Again, just another pooch kick. This time he's going to take it, Mark.
He is. As Gavin Holden, he tries to make a little positive yardage out of that, but he is stopped about the 37-yard line. So, Robbie, what you got?
Mark, the intensity on the Gators sideline, they're not scared of 6-0. And so they're going out here just playing their game and doing their job, and it's showing up so far.
Exactly right, Robbie. It is 1st and 10 Freeport from their 38-yard line. 2:09 to go in this first quarter. And, Jesse, not really surprisingly, but then again, kind of surprising, 21-6. And we're 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. But
that's right. So
here comes Freeport. King Neal remains quarterback. Pitch back is to Gavin that is actually Tobias Holmes this time, and he's tackled by Seth Baxa and Xander Long. He gets out to about the 43, 5-yard pickup, 2nd down 5.
It is kind of surprising that they are, we're up 21-6 first quarter. The Gators are having a huge offensive night, huge running night. 2 major runs, 50-plus yards on each one of those runs, and just attribute it, like Robbie talked about at the very beginning of the pregame, we're controlling the line of scrimmage, without a doubt.
Exactly. 2nd down 5 from the 43. In motion goes Blunt, and handoff again is to Tobias Holmes, and he is wrapped up and brought down quickly by Jesse Jordan. No gain, brings up 3rd down. Yeah, a 15-yard run by Garen Mitchum, a 73-yard run by Jack Adams, and then the 54-yarder by Joe Brunson. When there's that kind of a play, that means that someone's blocking, making those holes.
That's right. Someone has to be clearing the way, and they're doing a great job. And even now, we just saw that short gain there. Credit Eric McQueen on the outside, holding contained, not allowing these runners to get to the outside. They are keeping them between the tackles. So our big guys there in the linebacker position, Ethan Edge is staying home, and then even that time we had our safety, Jesse Jordan, coming in making a big play.
3rd down 4 from the 44. Neal throws the ball, gets it to Gavin Holden, and he is brought down quickly by the man you just mentioned, Eric McQueen, right there on top of him.
Yeah, that attests to his athletic ability right there to go from defensive end to be able to drop out in coverage and be able to stay with the receiver. That's quick because Eric's not a small guy. He's a big guy, real tall guy, but he's very athletic. We saw him in the Northview game. Made some huge runs there in the fourth quarter to keep us in it, and so he's doing a great job there on that defensive end.
Yeah, he drops him back to the 40-yard line. Now 4th and 8 for Freeport, and that's going to end the first quarter, Jesse. So at the end of one, Baker in a commanding lead, 21-6. We'll take a short break. Be right back.
Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God are proud sponsors of Baker Gator football. Our services are on Sunday morning starting at 9 a.m. for Sunday school, 10 a.m. for morning worship, and then we come back at 6 p.m. on Sunday evenings for our Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service begins on Wednesday nights, and it starts at 6:45 for our Kids Call ministry, and then 7 p.m. for our evening worship service on Wednesday nights. You can follow us on Facebook, and you can also connect with us on the web at mag.church. On behalf of Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say...
WTJT would like to say thank you to the Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union for supporting our coverage of Baker Gator football. Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union offers a wide variety of financial services with 4 locations, including the Baker branch location at the entrance to Baker School next to the Gator Cafe. They can be reached at 850-537-9815 or on the web at OkaloosaFCU.org. You can be a member of the credit union if you live, work, or worship, or attend school in Okaloosa County. For all your financial needs, it's Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union, achieving goals together.
And welcome back to Freeport. As we start this second quarter, it is Baker 21, Freeport 6, and the Bulldogs facing 4th and 8 from their 40-yard line. Mark and Jesse in the booth and Robbie on the sideline, and it is a warm October evening. And look at these fans going, Jesse, and not the Baker fans, I mean the ceiling fans, and it's still warm up here.
Still warm.
But we appreciate the support. I talked to Freeport coach Sean Arntz earlier this week about a place up here, and very hospitable, very helpful. In fact, he has a place saved in the press box tonight, so we want to thank Freeport for their hospitality. Seems to be some kind of delay with the officials, and now there's the whistle, and here we go. So back to punt is Jordan Dobie for the Bulldogs, and Joe Brunson at his 25-yard line. And there's a good snap and a good high punt, and Joe just lets this. He watches this one. It rolls to about the 22-yard line, and that's where the Gators take over. 1st and 10.
Yeah, it was a good punt there by the Freeport kicker. I think that was Jordan Dobie that kicked that. And when you get real high kicks like that, it makes it tough for the return team to be able to get a play on it. And obviously that will be their intention, especially when you look back there and number 9 is standing back there all by himself. You don't want to put the ball in his hands.
Exactly right. 1st and 10, Baker from their 22-yard line, 23-yard line. Just underway in the second quarter, 21-6. Baker on top. Sam Croson is under his center. That is Dylan LaFear. In the backfield, backs up, and Joe Brunson is Joe off the right side. He's across the 30, the 40, the 50. He may be going again, the 40. He's got no one in front of him and no one behind him. Freeport just backs off, and Joe goes 77 yards for a touchdown. I guess Jack had 73, so
That's
Joe
right.
has to beat him.
He's got to one-up him there. And I know the unfortunate thing on that, I mean, great run by Joe, but when he broke free, it just looked like the Freeport defense just stopped.
It really did. And I'm sure they're getting worn out. And this will wear the defense out quickly.
Yeah, very much. That's right.
So 77-yard run by Joe Brunson. That's his second TD of the night. 11:40 to go, and now Pierce Thompson on for the extra point. There's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is up, and Jesse, he is 4 for 4 tonight on extra points.
Good, great job.
28-6 is the score. Back after this.
We are proud to acknowledge the support of Whitehurst Powell Funeral Home in Crestview. They are a family-owned and operated funeral home, open 7 days a week, and can handle all funeral needs. Plus, they offer advanced planning. Whitehurst Powell is also home to the Southern Heritage Crematory. They are located at 436 James Lee Boulevard, and the phone number is 850-682-3052. Owner Andy Powell is committed to caring for you in your time of need, and is also proud to help make coverage of Baker Gator football possible.
And here's Robbie Kolb. Robbie, what you got?
Hey, guys, I was going to mention before they scored that last touchdown, the touchdown before that looked like Freeport kind of quit on that play, and they done it again. And so looks like that's kind of how it is right now.
And a little longer kick by Pierce, and that ball is still alive. As a flag down, but Caleb Wagner recovers the ball. Gavin Holden for Freeport just watched it bounce around. He may have thought it was going out of bounds, but Caleb Wagner recovers for the Gators.
And that's one of our younger guys that just moved up from the junior varsity team, and he's had an incredible year on junior varsity as well, running the ball, unstoppable every game I've got a chance to watch him, and he doesn't cut any slack when he gets out there to play. And I don't know if maybe he had the Freeport player thought maybe the ball was dead or going out of bounds, but, man, as long as it goes 10 yards, right, it's live.
That's right. And correction, that was Ryan Fleming. Oh. I'm sorry, Ryan Fleming is 23. Caleb is 22. That's my bad. But anyway, yeah, both guys moved up from the JV this week. Right. But, yeah, it's not like a punt, Jesse. When it goes 10 yards, it's live. But Freeport may have thought, like I said, that it was going out of bounds, and it didn't bounce back inside. So Baker in great field position, 1st and 10 at the Freeport 19-yard line. Sam Croson still your quarterback. And hands off to Eric McQueen, left side. He's at the 10, the 5, and he is in the end zone. But there was a lot of movement there, and the Freeport fans saw it, but the officials didn't. So touchdown Baker Gators, but let's wait and make sure.
Looks like they hadn't thrown any flags yet, Mark.
No, but there was some confusion in the Baker backfield. And there's some discussion between the Freeport coaches and the head official, but looks like the play is going to stand, a 19-yard run by Eric McQueen.
That's that athletic ability we were talking about with him, just to be able to step in from, man, playing incredible on defensive end and having those big arms to get in the quarterback's face, and then now he's turning around and coming on offense and, man, scoring touchdowns.
Let's go to Robbie Kolb.
Yeah, guys, I just wanted to make mention, y'all talked about Pierce Thompson and his kicks that he's made tonight, but some great holding by Xander Long. 3 out of the 4 snaps have been real high, and he's been able to get those things down so that Pierce can make his kicks.
Well, he's exactly right. Yeah. The holder has a very important position on these extra points, and that's what happened to Freeport. The ball got away from the holder, and he had to do something quickly and got sacked.
Yeah, if that middleman messes up, it messes up both sides. You can have a little bit of an off snap, and if your holder messes up, man, it puts the whole play in jeopardy. So you're right, Robbie. Great job by Xander Long.
There was an official timeout, and now the teams are back on the field. And as we said, a lot of confusion on that last play, and it looked like it could have been a legal procedure or something. But anyway,
a lot of motion at the beginning of the play, so not sure what's going on there. Obviously, the Freeport side is wanting that illegal procedure. The Baker side's hollering, keep the touchdown. So we're just caught in the middle.
That's right. Here's Pierce Thompson for his 5th extra point. This one hits the upright and bounces back, and it's no good. Nonetheless, 11:31 to go in the second quarter, and it's 34-6. Baker on top. Back in a moment.
One of our sponsors this year for our live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football is Wise Equipment in Crestview. Wise Equipment specializes in sales and services of Kubota and John Deere mowers and tractors. They carry Steel and John Deere chainsaws, line trimmers, and blowers. Plus, they have John Deere toys. All products are backed by a manufacturer's warranty. Wise Equipment is located at 1147 South Verdon Boulevard in Crestview and can be reached at 850-682-3366.
And welcome back to Freeport. It is Baker 34, Freeport 6, 11:31 to go in the first half. And this time the ball is fumbled, now picked up by Freeport. The pooch kick by Pierce Thompson taking about the 30-yard line. And I believe that is the quarterback, Keen Neal, who was going to make a play, Jesse, but he drops the ball, and he was very fortunate to recover that ball, but he looks like he's kind of shaken up now.
Yeah, that is one of the dangers of having that, or being on the receiving end of a pooch kick like that. You know the ball's coming to you, and you have a chance to do that fair catch, but you also know that coverage team, they're coming, and they're coming quick, so you got to make a decision real quick. Sometimes it gets a little antsy, and you fumble it just like that.
It is 1st and 10 Freeport. The ball at the Bulldog 29-yard line. And King Neal is under center Michael Bill. And hands off. I believe that is maybe Dobie, but he is brought down quickly. Excuse me, that's Blunt, and brought down quickly. I believe Sam Croson may have made that tackle, Jesse.
Yeah, it looks like he was in there on the tackle for him. And, again, doing a great job playing both ways. And I'll say this about the offense for Freeport. The motion and the misdirection, they've got that down. Their offensive linemen, though, are not holding their blocks. That's really what's going on right now. They're losing that battle up front. And our defense is really doing a great job staying in there and rushing.
It's a yard loss, 2nd down 9. Now Keen Neal back to pass. He's under pressure, but he does get the ball off. And hits number 41, Trey Hinckley, who was brought down quickly by Jack Adams at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and the Baker defense right there putting pressure on the quarterback again, puts him in a spot where he doesn't have time to set his feet and throw. In pregame, when we watched him set his feet and throw, he had a beautiful, beautiful pass and beautiful arm, but he has not had that chance tonight other than the first drive.
10:20 left in the first half, a 4-yard pickup. It is now 3rd down 7 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 33-yard line. And play clock down to 9. And quarterback Keen Neal is under his center. And taking a long time, and now there's a whistle and a flag. They took too much time. And Jesse, there still seems to be a lot of confusion.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe the quarterback has one thing in his mind that he wants to do the play this way, but maybe he's getting some signals from the defense, signals from the sideline that are just throwing him into confusion, and they're just not lining up. You see them, once they get set, they'll reset and reset again, trying to get ready. So you're right, I don't know what's going on there.
That is the second delay of game penalty, and now it is 3rd down 12 back at the 27-yard line. 9:58 left in this first half, and now Keen Neal is in shotgun formation. Back to pass, and he is being pursued. Pressure by Seth Baxa and Devin Jordan. And now Jesse Jordan brings him down about the 39-yard line. It's going to be 4th, and he's going to be just about a yard short. So now you're down 34-6. 4th and short at your 39. Do you go for it, or do you punt the ball away?
Yeah, I think in this situation you pretty well have to go for it, because you definitely don't want to go into halftime knowing that the Gators are going to get the ball starting the second half and let them have more momentum. You've got to try to get a score, or at least get it deep in their territory to prove to them that your offense still can work. And putting him in that shotgun, maybe they're hoping to give him a few more seconds to be able to make a decision, or at least he can stand up and see the whole defense, survey it. So I don't know if they're going to stay there. It's like they're going back under center here.
4th and 1 from the 39, and another flag comes in as the clock goes down to 0. And Freeport fans are not happy at all, Jesse. That is the 3rd delay of game penalty against the Freeport Bulldogs. So, as you said during warm-ups, they looked like they were just right on track, but
yeah, I guess that maybe those few touchdowns just quick in a row like that took the breath or the wind out of their sail, like you talked about. And it's a tough situation for these kids. You don't want to be in a spot as a coach that you just hammer on them, because you're going to continue to deflate them. You've got to find something positive to be able to look to and point these kids to. So if this fourth down is converted here, that's one thing that they can take. Okay, that's positive. We can build on that. And it's going to help the kids with their attitude as well. And they're not going to feed into all the craziness that's going on. They're going to be able to focus on what they need to focus on.
Well, they called the timeout to negate the delay of game, so it's still 4th and 1 from the 39. And King Neal he tries to dive ahead. He falls forward across the 40, but he was brought down. Joshua Gamble and also Zane Steele picked him up and tried to throw him back, but he does get the first down. So that brings these Freeport fans to their feet, and that's a positive play for the Bulldogs. Now 1st and 10 from their 41. 8:51 to go in the first half. 34-6. Baker on top.
And that was a good job by Neal to keep his feet going that time. Good positive play for the Freeport offense.
And he and shotgun again, quickly throws it out to number 24. That is Connor Gray, and he is dropped by Jack Adams near the midfield line. And about a yard shy of the first. 2nd down and 1 from the 49-yard. Make that 2nd down and 2 from the 49. 8:18 to go in this first half. And again, a long play. And 14 seconds on the play clock now. King Neal, quarterback keeper, and he is wrapped up in the backfield by Zane Steele. Also help from Devin Jordan and Carter Mason. But wow, the speed of that Baker defense just busting through that offensive line, Jesse.
Yeah, not a whole lot the Freeport offensive line can do about that, and they've been struggling with that tonight. A couple of them coming in and out. Looks like they might be winded and just struggling to hold their blocks, and it makes it extremely tough on quarterbacks, running backs, and even receivers. You run these beautiful routes, you wear yourself out, and then to come to find out your quarterback got sacked 5 yards deep.
3rd down 2 from the 49. 7:20 left in the first half, and King Neal hands off to his second best, Tobias Holmes, and Tobias Holmes is dropped. He crosses midfield, but not much more. And now brings up 3rd down and about a yard, the ball just on our side of the 50-yard line. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Baker 34, Freeport 6. Both teams undefeated for now. King Neal under center again. 14 seconds on the play clock. Now he comes up, now goes back under center. And he just pushes his way ahead, but he is wrapped up quickly by that defensive front of the Baker Gators. If they give him that spot at the 49, Jesse, that will be very close to a Freeport first down.
Yeah, he immediately, whenever he began to push, he did not have the traction he needed, but it looks like maybe that second effort that he gave it there at the very end did push him across that line.
They are 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions on this drive. And now an official timeout. 6:37, Baker 34 and Freeport 6. Back in a moment.
Staff here at WTJT would like to say thank you to Health Smart Pharmacy and Melody Thompson for their support of WTJT and this year's live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football. Health Smart Pharmacy offers a wide range of products and services. Not only can they meet your pharmaceutical needs, they also have products such as Simple Southern t-shirts, You Might Be, gift cards, and mugs. They also have Sorelli and other fashion jewelry. They have collegiate items as well as country western gifts for your favorite cowboy or cowgirl. And of course they have t-shirts for our local Baker Gators. Health Smart Pharmacy is located on the left just through the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone at 850-537-6266. Thanks again to Health Smart Pharmacy for your support of WTJT and our local football team.
And welcome back to Freeport. 6:37 left in the first half. Baker 34, Freeport 6. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at the Gator 49-yard line. Now King Neal, quarterback for Freeport, drops back into shotgun formation. In motion is Jordan Dovey. As a quarterback keeper, he cuts it back, cuts it inside. He's across the 40, the 35, still going. He's down to the 25-yard line. A flag comes in. 2 flags come in. And finally wrestled down by Brody Sharp, along with Carter Mason, Devin Jordan, and several other Gators. And Jesse, looked like some arms were flying. Maybe
maybe a little excessive hit there. Not sure exactly what they're going to come up with. Having a little conference on that. But we could have stopped in maybe about 10 yards earlier than that. But it looked like our guys may have been trying to strip the ball rather than take him down.
He gets down to the Baker 26-yard line. That's a 23-yard run for quarterback King Neal. But yeah, you said a little unnecessary roughness against the Baker Gators. And that will give them 15 more yards and puts the Freeport Bulldogs down at the Baker 11-yard line. And that's a good point you made about them trying to strip the ball instead of making the tackle.
Yeah, you're up this much, man. Just make the tackle. Just make the tackle. Don't try to make a huge play. Just be consistent with what we're already doing, and it's working. Just be consistent. Don't try to go out there and be a hero whenever you're already winning the ball game.
6 minutes left before the half. And Neal rolls right, looking to pass. And he's going to be brought down by, sacked by Zane Steele and Garen Mitchum. He gets the ball away, but it goes incomplete. Brings up second down 10 from the 11. And clock rolling stopped at 5:57. So Freeport gets a big break here, Jesse, and can they capitalize on this? We shall see.
We've seen our defense make huge stands down here with their backs in the end zone. Maybe some of our players in the end zone already. We've seen them come up big the past few games, especially against Northview, making those big plays. So it's going to be a little bit of test for us, but I think it's going to be a good test.
What you got, Robbie?
Guys, Neal's just taking hit after hit after hit. I'm not sure how much more he can handle.
And he takes the ball, and he does get hit. He's wrapped up by Joshua Gamble and Seth Baxa and dropped back about the 11-yard line. And he is slow to get up. Carter Mason also on that tackle. And now timeout has been taken with 5:45 to go in the first half. Baker 34-6. Back in a moment.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice weekly pickup featuring automated trucks. No bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com.
And welcome back to Freeport. It is third down and about 8 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 9-yard line of the Gators. 5:45 to go first half. Baker 34-6 over the Bulldogs. And Jesse, the quarterback, King Neal, has his helmet off, and like Robbie said, he has been taking hit after hit and really got hit hard on this pooch kick to start the drive.
You mentioned that whenever that happened, that he looked a little shook up whenever that happened, so maybe that's playing a big factor into where he's at right now, too.
He is under his center. Got a man in motion. And now rolls right looking to pass. He gets the ball off, but it's over the head. Well, it is a touchdown.
It's a touchdown, yeah.
Well, and we apologize. Our listeners don't realize, but up here where we're at, though, it's hard to see without just sticking our heads out the window. But, so a touchdown by Freeport. And that brings this crowd to their feet. So now 34-12. And they appear to be going for the 2-point try here. Down 34-12.
That was a great pass there by Neal to be able to step up even after taking hit after hit, stand in the pocket, knowing that it's coming at some point, to be able to step up and make that throw.
And we thought the ball was actually overthrown, but there's a man behind the other receiver that made the great catch there in the end zone. Yeah. And there's whistles and a flag and delay a game again against Freeport. That is 4.
That's crazy.
3 or 4. They did call a timeout on the 1 before it was called against them. But wow,
and I've seen a couple, seen 1, 2. But after that, somewhere discipline has to kick in, and you have to know, okay, we can't keep making the same mistakes over and over again.
And especially at this point in the season, Jesse, you're 6-0. This isn't your first rodeo, and they're still making mistakes that they shouldn't be making now. But so it backs them up 5 yards, and they're going for the 2-point conversion. And Neal, he is being pressured by Carter Mason, and it's intercepted. The pass was intercepted by Xander Long, and they blow it dead. But even on that pass play, Neal just looks like he's just hurting,
He's exhausted, too, I think.
Right.
Yeah, hurting and exhausted. I don't know. Like you said, he was real shook up that play that on that pooch kick trying to get that reception. I think they put him in there trying to get something going on that kick return, but that may come back to haunt him because he is he just looks exhausted on the sideline, just sitting there.
So the 2-point try, the pass is intercepted. Now, I was thinking maybe high school is different, but you could advance. If you intercepted, you could advance the 2-point try and get points off of that yourself, but they blow it dead. So with 5:40 left, it is now Baker 34 and Freeport 12. And back deep is Jack Adams and Joe Brunson for the Gators. And set to kick off is 41. That's Trey Hinckley for Freeport. And again, a little short kick, and Ethan Edge just takes it and downs it about his 48-yard line. So that's twice 2 kicks, so they just I call it a little squib kick.
Squib kick, yeah. It gives you a good chance. You really don't know where a squib kick's going. Onside kicks, you can kind of see maybe the direction you're going to kick it in. But a squib kick, when you just kick it, it may, how footballs are, they can just go any direction at any time. Gives them a good chance to have a shot at getting a recovery, maybe swinging the momentum back to them. But that time, great job by Ethan, I think it was. You said
it was Ethan. Mm-hmm.
Ethan being able to cover that up and secure it for the Gators.
5:39, 1st and 10, Baker from their 48. Sam Croson hands off to Joe Brunson. Joe Brunson's across the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, cuts it back inside. He's to the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Baker Gators.
Wow. That was an amazing run by Brunson. Shook off at least 2 defenders when he got deep in the territory of Freeport. One of them looked like he did have him down, maybe on the sideline or pushed him out. But, man, I don't know if he has ballet feet or something right there on the sideline tiptoeing around the edge. But, man, that was beautiful to stay in bounds and seal it for the Gators.
A 52-yard run by Joe Brunson. He has the hat trick. That's 3 TDs tonight. And now 5:26 left before the half. 40-12, Baker. And Pierce Thompson on for the extra point one more time. There's the snap. Ball's down, and the kick is up. It is good. 5:26 left in the first half. Your new score, Baker 41 and Freeport 12. Back in a moment.
WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
And welcome back. On the kickoff, Keen Neal returns the ball to the Freeport 43-yard line. And number 2 is Brandon Seipels.
And Mark, about that, he's a 1,300-yard rusher for Freeport, not on the field tonight.
They sorely miss him, I'm sure. 5:17 to go first half, 41-12, Baker. A commanding lead. And King Neal back to pass, goes deep down the field, overthrows his man, going for Jordan Dobie, and Jesse Jordan back there on the coverage.
Yeah, I think if that would have been maybe a couple yards shorter, Jesse Jordan would have had a chance to get an interception on that one. He just, I think at that point, had a lot of defensive players right in his face. And again, with the size of the Freeport offensive line, we were thinking maybe a little more blocking to come out of them, but they're allowing the defensive line for the Gators to just get in that backfield, put pressure on their quarterback, and it's hard to make any throw like that, Mark. It's tough.
Exactly. 4:43 to go. Second down, 10 from the 42-yard line. Again, Neal back to pass, goes downfield. This time he hits Dobie at the 40, the 35, and forced out of bounds. Tackle made by Seth Baxa. And now a flag comes in. Seth Baxa did take him out of bounds a little too hard and threw him down, and so that will be another 15 yards against the Gators.
Yeah, I could see maybe both sides of that story there. He may not have known exactly where he was at on the field, but at that point, you hear that whistle blow, just let up. Just let up.
Exactly. So it was a first down pass play for Freeport, and now 15 more yards. He was tackled about the 33, and they'll march it down to about the 18 or the 20-yard line. 20-yard line, so first and 10 Freeport from the Baker 20.
And again, I want to say King Neal on that one, when he has time to set his feet, and his offensive line did an incredible job that time, giving him time. His receivers are getting open because they have time to shake our defenders, and he's throwing strikes, throwing darts, and making good plays when he's got time to set his feet.
4:35, 41-12, Baker on top. And this time Neal keeps the ball. He breaks one tackle, but does not escape the clutches of number 58, Devin Jordan. And he has dropped about the 21-yard line. They'll give him his forward progress to about the 19, second down 9 for the Bulldogs. And the clock rolls forward, 12 to go before the half. Play clock down to 12. Again, they're taking a long time as a blitz, and Seth Baxa comes through untouched and drops him back about the 33-yard line.
And that was an all-out blitz from the very beginning. I'm not sure exactly how he got to that point where he was not offsides, but he timed that perfectly if he wasn't offsides. It was a great play by the defense.
Well, Freeport fans, they wanted offsides, but I think he just timed it just right. Now, the Freeport fans unhappy, but they do place the ball at the 26. And it's third down and about 15 yards to go.
I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, Mark, but the head referee escorted one of our players to the sidelines. I don't know if maybe an injury, equipment failure, maybe a just teaching moment or something like that. Not exactly sure what was going on there.
I'm not sure myself. I did see Seth Baxa kind of give the He-Man pose there.
Doing a little muscle pose for everybody.
Yes, sir. So that could have been what it was.
They took him down pretty hard.
He did. So here we go, third and 15. And King Neal is back in shotgun formation. They're trying to draw the Gators off sides, looks like. And a flag does come out. And it is offsides against the Baker Gators. But, yeah, King Neal taking a long snap count, trying to draw because they were coming on another blitz, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like the same call as the play before. Had two of our linebackers, maybe one of our safeties right there, ready to blitz immediately when that ball moved. So, good job there by King to be able to pull them off sides.
It makes it third down 11 from the 21-yard line. And clock rolling, 3:21. And another flag, another whistle. And more discussion, and Jesse, for this to be game 6, game 7, a lot of flags out there tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit sloppy. Looks like it might have been a call where one of our players, because I guess their cadence now, instead of calling something out, the cadence now, the quarterback will slap their hands together like that. I think one of our defensive players did that to kind of maybe make one of the I think the offensive guard for Freeport, number 50, I think he jumped, but I think it was due to one of our players trying to throw the cadence off by clapping their hands. I don't know how that works. I don't know if you're not allowed to clap your hands on defense anymore. I'm not really sure what what the call is, but it looks like it might have been an unsportsmanlike conduct there against the Gators.
It is, and they march the ball down to just inside the Baker 10. Or the 12. It is third down. Well, no, it is inside the 10. It's first and goal inside the 10. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the defense is not allowed to, yell out signals and things like that.
Right. Could be very confusing for especially the offensive line, because they're listening for their quarterback, listening for their clap, and not getting it.
We'll go to Robbie Cole after this play. Keen Neal keeps the ball, and he is brought down by Zane Steele. Robbie, what you got for us?
Yeah, guys, that's the deal. He claps to get the center to snap to him, so that's the reason to flag. Here's something else interesting. The Gators have ran 10 offensive plays and scored 6 touchdowns.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Well, when you have, 77 and 73 and 54 and 52-yard runs, it's going to add up quickly.
Pretty good percentage there, I would say, of touchdown to play ratio.
a lot of one-play drives. Second down goal for the Bulldogs, and Neal is brought down by Devin Jordan. He loses the ball, and it looks like Garen Mitchum recovers the fumble for the Gators, and so they stop the Bulldogs drive about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, tough night tonight for Neal. He's having troubles just staying up off the ground, but then to be brought down and fumble the ball, I know that's tough on a young man like that to be able to do that. I think he might be a senior this year, Mark, and he's got some great talent. It's just tough in those situations when you can't control those circumstances. When people are all over you, it's just at some point it's going to get to you. But now our offense has got a chance to capitalize on this big mistake by Neal.
2:30 before the half. Baker 41, Freeport 12. First and 10 Baker from the 15. And the handoff goes to Jack Adams. No gain brings up a yard gain brings up second down 9 from the 17-yard line.
Yeah, most of the Freeport defense should be pretty rested at this point because they haven't had we haven't had the ball very much, and as Robbie said, I guess that will be our 11th play right there that we've had. So they have to be pretty swift on their feet here, but I think the Gators are fired up and ready to put some more points on the board.
Sam Croson remains quarterback for the Gators, and this time hands off to his running back.
It's like Garen Mitchum, I think.
I believe it is Garen Mitchum. A short gain out to about the 24-yard line. He's going to bring up third down and a couple of yards for the first. 1:34 to go in this first half. 41-12, Baker on top. Ashton Morrison goes out wide to the right. And Jesse, I don't think we've seen Sam throw one pass tonight. It's been all runs. He did, I think, attempted one, but kept the ball. Hands off now to Joe Brunson. Joe dancing to the right side, cuts it back in, trying to find somewhere to go, and he got the first down and more as he gets out to the 36-yard line. First and 10 Baker.
Yeah, great job there by Joe to be able to just find one hole, but it looked like he found several holes going back and forth and just trying to make something happen. Keep the ball moving forward, keep those chains moving, and it's what they've done so well all year long. Control the line of scrimmage and then get positive yards. Don't let them get you in the backfield.
Under 1 minute now. Sam Croson comes up from under his center, looks to the sideline. 15 seconds on the play clock and 45 on the game clock. And now hands off again to Garen Mitchum. And Garen picks up maybe a yard to the 38-yard line, brings up second down 9 for the Gators. And Jesse, we're down to 30 seconds. They may just be trying to just run this clock out and go in at halftime with the 41-12 lead.
Yeah, which is a huge lead compared to what we thought going into this game, Mark. I mean, you have two top 10 ranked opponents in our division, in our classification, coming up against each other, and Baker has just dominated.
And again, Jack Adams left side, and Jack's across the 45. He stiffs on one man. He's to the 40 of Freeport, and then he's tripped up. Number 7 tackles number 7. Number 7 for Freeport is Briar Blunt. And tackles Jack Adams, but it's a first down run. Jack gets down to about the Freeport 38, but that's going to end the first half. So, we'll come back after a few words from our sponsor. Our halftime scorer is Baker 41 and Freeport 12. Back in a couple of minutes.
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
Thank you, Brackney Funeral Service in Crestview, for your support. Brackney Funeral Service is located on Highway 90 East. They are locally owned and operated and provide all the traditional funeral services, including burials and cremations. And the telephone number is 683-9898, 683-9898. Terry Brackney is the funeral director. Again, thanks, Terry and Brackney Funeral Service for giving to WTJT.
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida, as businesses like you do all your support that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
And welcome back to Freeport High School. The Baker Gators 5-0, Freeport 6-0. It is halftime, and surprisingly, 41-12, the Gators in command. And Robbie Cole, what you got for us out there? I guess he's not listening, Jesse. So anyway, Jesse, this first half, earlier I said, do you expect a high-scoring shootout, a low-scoring defensive battle, or a lopsided blowout? And so far, I think the lopsided blowout kind of has the lead on those choices we give.
Most definitely in this situation. And again, you come into this game, we were talking about on the way over the excitement of having two great undefeated teams coming against each other for tonight, and just looking forward to seeing both of these teams battle it out. And I'll say this: I know that right now it's lopsided, but they're 6-0. For a reason, because they've played well all year long. I think Robbie mentioned that maybe one of their intense runners, I think he equivalated for maybe 1,300 yards rushing.
And he's out with strep.
He's out tonight. Strep. So that's tough on an offense to be able to get something going. But, in this situation, it can turn around quickly if they come out fired up in the right game plan. And to me, when I look at the Freeport offense, running the ball has not worked at all. They've got maybe, I think their biggest game maybe around 10 yards, something like that, maybe a little bit more. When you equivalated us, 77 yards on rushing, two rushing touchdowns over 70 yards, that's huge. But their passing game has been on point when he has time to pass the ball. Now, it's not going to be every single play. He's going to have to be smart, but to me, that would be the game plan that I would like to see them come back out with, just to give them a fair shot, and it could turn around quickly. But, man, the way we're running the ball, the way our offense is going, I hate to say unstoppable, but they're unstoppable right now. At this moment, we are unstoppable.
Exactly right, and the defense just playing lights out. That first touchdown they scored it was a long pass play that got them down to the close to the goal line, and I thought, wow, this is going to be a pretty intense game. And then all of a sudden, touchdown Baker, touchdown Baker, touchdown Baker, touchdown Baker, and all of a sudden, it's 41-12 now. That's not insurmountable, but when you've had the wind knocked out of you, talking about Freeport, and then you want to come back. Baker's not just going to lay down. Yeah. Now, Matt may put in some of his second stringers, but Baker's not going to just lay down. Freeport will have to work for it, but you never can tell.
Yeah, and it's tough mentally on Freeport to go into the locker room knowing we are down 41-12 right now, knowing that we've got to come back out and pretty much play a perfect second half. I mean, on offense, defense, special teams, no mistakes, no penalties, and that haunted them in the first half. They could not get it together, and many times they were sitting in a delay a game or some kind of illegal motion or illegal substitution. They were really shooting themselves in their own foot, and that caused momentum to shift over to the Baker side, and that's when we got several touchdowns in a row, just quick, and the wind just came right out of their sails. But you don't want to see them come out here and just quit. You want to see these guys come out here, play with some intensity in the second half. But if Baker's defensive line and offensive line continues to do what they're doing, our backs are going to do what they've been doing. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they have that running ability in them to be able to evade the tackles, be able to get downfield. They have the speed to outrun, as we've seen, pretty well anybody on the Freeport defense. So, I know they're going to come out, and I know give kudos to Coach after that first play. With Freeport having that long pass play, we made some adjustments, and ever since then, they've really not been able to be very successful with that. So, I mean, it's been good coaching on both sides to be able to get the guys where they need to be. But, I think that's going to be the key to the second half is just, that offensive line, defensive line for Baker, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't quit.
Exactly right. It is halftime, and in the background, you can hear the Baker High School Marching Band. And right now, we're going to go to Robbie Cole real quick. Robbie, what's up?
Yeah, guys, I was just talking about those first 10 plays that Baker ran. They had a 4-play drive, ending in a touchdown, a 1-play drive, touchdown drive, a 2-play touchdown drive, and then 3 consecutive 1-play touchdown drives. Or is that a drive?
I'm not sure.
I guess legally, officially, it is a drive. I would call it a drive, but anyway.
I think it's a run over.
I'm
running you over.
A 1-play hop, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe so. But anyway, we're going to take a short break and be right back with more halftime after this.
WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators!
Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God are proud sponsors of Baker Gator football. Our services are on Sunday morning starting at 9 a.m. for Sunday school, 10 a.m. for morning worship, and then we come back at 6 p.m. on Sunday evenings for our Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service begins on Wednesday nights, and it starts at 6:45 for our kids' call ministry, and then 7 p.m. for our evening worship service on Wednesday nights. You can follow us on Facebook, and you can also connect with us on the web at mag.church. On behalf of Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say...
That sounds just like Jernigan Girls.
It is Jernigan Girls. They did a great job recording that with me.
Well, they did. You got a score there for us, Jesse.
Yeah, we have one of our undefeated teams from around the area, Niceville, at Niceville tonight, playing against West Florida. And right now at halftime, it is all tied up, 14-14.
Yeah, so. Niceville and Baker, the only two teams in Okaloosa County. Niceville and Baker, both undefeated, and Niceville having a great year. And you just mentioned they are tied up with West Florida Tech. So,
right.
But wow, and here it is 41-12.
Another undefeated team that's playing tonight. They're playing, I believe, at Escambia, and it is Escambia versus Pace, and it's halftime there too as well. And it is 41-7 Escambia right now over Pace.
Escambia, the other Gators.
The other Gators, that's right.
Right. Escambia Gators, the other Gator team in our area. So. Yeah, there were several undefeated teams when this night started. Niceville, Washington, Catholic, I believe, Escambia, and here we got two teams, and it is going to end obviously for one of these. And right now, Baker really just isn't in command of this game. But what else you got there?
It looks like I've got a report. I guess it's the end of the first quarter is what they're reporting right now for the Walton and Northview game. And right now, Northview is up by a slim margin, 6-3. So a little tight game going on there between them and the Walton Braves.
Now, Walton was a team that Freeport beat earlier this year, and Northview is struggling with them. Well, Jesse, real quick, how about baseball? What you got for us on the baseball?
Yeah, watched a little bit of that as we were setting up tonight. The Braves, they came out on I know they lost last night 7-6 for the first game of the National League Division Series against the Cardinals. But now tonight they came back and did a great job and won 3-0 at home. And I think now they're going to shift over and go to St. Louis and play a game over there. So that division series tied 1-1 right now. So maybe the Braves can continue to win. I know that puts them back on a good track. I know last night's loss was dating back into the regular season, would have been their fourth loss in a row, I think. And so breaking that losing streak is a good thing for them, I think. And it looks like they're going to make, hopefully, a pretty deep run into the playoffs this year.
And Robbie Cole, what you got for us?
Yeah, I got a score for you. Jay playing Lighthouse Christian Academy, which is who the Gators play next week. Jay's winning at halftime 22-6.
Well, good job. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We have never played Lighthouse Christian Academy as far as I know, so looking forward to that. But going back to some history, as we mentioned, Matt Brunson against Freeport is 7-2 overall. Now, his first year, 2011, they came to Freeport, and Freeport beats Baker in overtime. Mm-hmm. But since then, Baker has kind of dominated the series. And last year in the first round of the playoffs, Baker put a leash and taught them dogs some new tricks, winning 49-14.
Yes, they did. And again, you're seeing that again, the impressiveness of our offense and defense. And, I mean, they're just doing a great job. It's just been a fantastic game for the Gators.
Well, we have talked about this, it seems like forever, but really, Matt Brunson has just been successful at every phase of high school football. As a player, he was a part of the the teams that won 3 state championships. He was an assistant coach when they won their 4th state title. When he played football at Troy University in '87, I believe it was, he was with them when they won a national championship in Division II. Mm-hmm. And he led the Crestview Bulldogs to their state championship appearance. And then, of course, the 2 of the last 3 years, they have gone and played for the state championship. But he has a way of bringing the best in his players. And talking about stats, this one still amazes me. And I know you were a Jay quarterback, but the fact that Matt Brunson never lost to Jay as a player, assistant, or head coach, that's just amazing.
Well, I go back to that. It's because he never had to face me when I played for the Royals.
That's what I thought. If he'd have faced you, he'd have had a couple of losses.
It would have been tough. I'll say this. It would have been a little tougher, maybe. I don't know that he would have lost, but it would have been pretty tough.
Yeah. But also, as far as Baker and Freeport, back in 2003, the Gators come to Freeport. Freeport jumps on Baker 50-0 at the half, and then they take their foot off the gas the second half, and they cruise to a 62-13 win. But next year, 2004, Hurricane Ivan forces Baker and Freeport to play on a Tuesday night before the last regular season game, and it was a high-scoring shootout, and Baker wins 43-38 that year. But these teams have had a lot of great games over the years, and of course tonight, so far, everything's in Baker's favor.
Yeah, you had some good investment back in those years, right? Maybe
I did.
Maybe had some family interest in the game.
Of course, yeah. Our older son Caleb played. In fact, played the same years you played back in 03 and 04, his junior and senior season. But it was always fun to come out and watch. I mean, there's nothing like high school football. But looking ahead to tomorrow, some of the college games. What piques your interest about tomorrow?
Man, I know one thing. I know Florida State's not going to lose tomorrow because we're not playing.
Yeah, we have a bye week. That's true. But looking forward to the Auburn at Florida game. Auburn is really playing some great ball, and of course Florida is too. But I don't think Florida has really played quite the competition that Auburn has, and even though it's in Gainesville.
Right,
Auburn.
And anything can happen there, and I look for it probably in the first half to be a pretty tight game. But man, Auburn's been doing great. I mean, they've been having a great season, very successful, and I think they're the puzzle pieces that they've had kind of scattered, they're starting to fit together. Starting to see that come together, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, their quarterback, Bo Nix, wow, he's just a really great quarterback there at Auburn. And looking forward. And, of course, Florida had to go to their second-string quarterback, Felipe. I believe Frank was injured earlier in the season. And Trask comes in, and Trask has been doing a good job since then. So should be a great game, a lot of good games tomorrow.
Yeah, I know Oklahoma and Kansas are playing tomorrow. That's where Jalen Hurts has had an incredible year. I mean, doing a great job. I know he went through that transfer situation and got over there where he can have that starting job. And so far, so good for him. I mean, he's been doing incredible, having a great year. I think he's got 12 touchdown passes, 1 interception all year long, almost 1,300 yards, and then on the ground, he's got 443 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. So he's a dual threat out there at Oklahoma. So pretty impressive to watch him play.
Indeed. It is halftime, 41-12. Baker on top. We'll take a short break. Be back after this.
WTJT would like to say thank you to the Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union for supporting our coverage of Baker Gator football. Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union offers a wide variety of financial services with 4 locations, including the Baker branch location at the entrance to Baker School next to the Gator Cafe. They can be reached at 850-537-9815 or on the web at OkaloosaFCU.org. You can be a member of the credit union if you live, work, or worship or attend school in Okaloosa County. For all your financial needs, it's Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union, achieving goals together. We are proud to acknowledge the support of Whitehurst Powell Funeral Home in Crestview. They are a family-owned and operated funeral home, open 7 days a week, and can handle all funeral needs. Plus, they offer advanced planning. Whitehurst Powell is also home to the Southern Heritage Crematory. They are located at 436 James Lee Boulevard, and the phone number is 850-682-3052. Owner Andy Powell is committed to caring for you in your time of need, and is also proud to help make coverage of Baker Gator football possible.
One of our sponsors this year for our live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football is Wise Equipment in Crestview. Wise Equipment specializes in sales and services of Kubota and John Deere mowers and tractors. They carry Steel and John Deere chainsaws, line trimmers, and blowers. Plus, they have John Deere toys. All products are backed by a manufacturer's warranty. Wise Equipment is located at 1147 South Verdon Boulevard in Crestview and can be reached at 850-682-3366. Staff here at WTJT would like to say thank you to Health Smart Pharmacy and Melody Thompson for their support of WTJT and this year's live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football. Health Smart Pharmacy offers a wide range of products and services. Not only can they meet your pharmaceutical needs, they also have products such as Simple Southern t-shirts, You Might Be, gift cards, and mugs. They also have Sorelli and other fashion jewelry. They have collegiate items as well as country western gifts for your favorite cowboy or cowgirl. And of course, they have t-shirts for our local Baker Gators. Health Smart Pharmacy is located on the left just through the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone at 850-537-6266. Thanks again to Health Smart Pharmacy for your support of WTJT and our local football team.
And welcome back to Freeport. Halftime here. Baker 41, Freeport 12. And Robbie Kolb, you got coach yet?
I know the Gators haven't come back out yet.
Okay.
So, Coach ain't back out yet. So, we'll get him here in just a few minutes. So, I hope they hurry on back.
Very good. Well, so next week, Jesse, we go to Lighthouse Christian Academy to face the Stingrays, and they'll be over there in Pensacola in the Brent community. First time ever playing them. Kind of looking forward to it. I believe you said they were 3-2 on the season?
I think so. Looking back, maybe at some of our some of what we were doing earlier on the way down. Let's see here. Yeah, they're 3-2, and again they're against Jay tonight, who was 1-4. But I think Robbie said that Jay was on top in that game.
Yeah, I believe he said, 21-6 or something like that.
21-6. So not an incredible, crazy blowout, but it'll be exciting to go into a like you said. I don't think we've ever played them, so going into new territory And I've heard they've got some pretty decent talent over there, some speed. And but, man, our defense just dominating everybody we play. So, but that's going to lead us into some exciting games because we have no idea who we're playing after that.
Exactly. Is that Sunshine Conference?
Yeah. Robbie, you might have to help us out on what the name of the conference is again. But
the Sunshine Athletic Conference.
There you go.
There you go.
So we'll have 2 games back-to-back there, but like Coach said, if we dominate, then we should have those 2 games at home, and then the championship game on the 3rd week will be down in Panama City, Florida.
Okay, Robbie, you got Coach Brunson yet?
Well, he's trying to get his troops down here and get them ready to go here for the second half. So just as quick as I can get a chance to catch him, I will catch him and talk to him.
But you're looking forward to that, Jesse. It's kind of like, I guess, a Christmas Day. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's right. Unwrapping the beautiful gift of who in the world do we have to prepare for this week.
But as far as I know, from what Coach Brunson said, as long as we keep winning, we'll be playing at home until the championship game. Here's Robbie.
Coach, Freeport goes down, scores on their first drive. We do some adjusting, and, well, we take care of the football offensively as well.
Yeah, they got in an empty set and kind of got us confused on our coverage and hit a play and then, banged it in, and we kind of adjusted from there and adjusted to a bunch of motion. Our shifts that they did, it was kind of neat stuff. But defense continued to play hard, and we got situated there and got going. But offensively, we played lights out, and the guys up front, we took care of the ball. So that was a big first half for us for sure.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck second half.
And on the squib kick, right to Ethan Edge, who downs the ball at the Baker 46-yard line. So Jesse, has been 3 kickoffs for Freeport, and every time it's a little squib kick that barely leaves the ground.
Yeah, and again, Ethan did a great job there. I think he caught the previous one as well in the first half, and that's not an easy catch. That's not an easy ball to handle because, again, you don't know where that football is going to go. It's just a wild card. So he did a good job burying it right there and giving us possession.
Sometimes the temptation to pick it up and run, but he wisely both times just falls down on it. 1st and 10 from the 46, and Sam pitches back to Joe. Joe goes around the right side, hits across the midfield, and forced out of bounds near the 47-yard line of the Freeport Bulldogs. It's about a 6-yard run for Joe. 2nd down, 4 for the Gators.
Yeah, good job there by getting to the outside. I know that was something that they've been working on all first half as well, and we broke it loose a few times. And that time looked like our offensive lineman did a good job pulling to the outside, getting around, sealing that end, and giving Joe a chance to get about 5 or 6 yards there.
2nd down and 4 from the Freeport 48-yard line. 11:51 3rd quarter. Baker 41-12 over Freeport. This time Sam hands off to Jack Adams on the left side. Jack breaks 1 tackle, a 2nd tackle, cuts it back in. He's to the 35-yard line, now the 30-yard line, and then he's finally tackled by number 41. That is Trey Hinckley for the Bulldogs. But another 1st down run for the Baker Gators.
Yeah, that's just that speed coming out for our offense right there. Jack getting around that corner, and they just cannot keep contained on our backs. They've got so much speed, and then not only that, they've got so much vision to be able to step up and look downfield. Don't just bury their head and just pile into people. They're looking for an open hole to make those extra plays and doing a great job of it.
11:25 3rd quarter. Baker 41-12. It is 1st and 10 Baker at the Freeport 31-yard line. Quarterback Sam Croson under his center, Dylan LaFear. Brunson in motion. Brunson gets the ball, breaks 1 tackle, and then he's pulled down by Freeport. Pulled down by number 55, that is David Ramsher. Pulls him down by a shirt tail, and Joe gets maybe a yard. 2nd down, 9 for the Gators.
Yeah, Ramsher hustled really good right there to get around that side and be able to track down Brunson. That's not an easy guy to catch up with, and did a good job there for the Freeport defense.
10:45 to go 3rd quarter. 2nd down, 9. Baker from the Freeport 31-yard line. And so far, all the first team still in there. Ethan Cadenhead and Carter Mason on the left side. Gavin Vaccarello and Dustin Oglesby on the right side of the offensive line. Josh Gamble at the tight end. Seth Baxa on the handoff. And he is wrapped up and thrown down by number 51 for Freeport. That is Brian DeAnda. And maybe some retaliation there from earlier back in the first half when Seth Baxa threw their running back. to the ground out of bounds over here.
Right. Yeah, and that one, I think that was a little bit of a late whistle there. He did have a lot of forward progress that was stopped, and he was carrying him back. So I'd like to see him blow it a little bit quicker, but, like you said, maybe a little retaliation for first half.
It is 3rd down and 6 from the 27-yard line. 9:44 to go in this third quarter. Sam Croson under his center. Joe Brunson in motion. Joe Brunson with a pitch. Trying to find somewhere to go. There's nothing but blue jerseys on that side, so he cuts back to this side and finds nowhere to go, and he's brought down again. That is big number 55, David Ramsher, with that tackle as well.
And that time it was just tough because all the defense for the Freeport Bulldogs were just shifting. They shifted all to the right. They knew where Joe was going, starting to get a pretty good beat on him, which is always a good spot for us to be able to put some misdirection in there, try to trick him, throw him off a little bit, or maybe give Sam a chance to pass the ball.
4th and 9 from the Freeport 30-yard line. 9 minutes to go. And Baker going for it on 4th and 9. And Sam rolls to his left. He keeps the ball. He breaks one tackle. He's to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he gets into the end zone, but he's going to be marked down about the 1-yard line. But a little bootleg there by Sam Croson.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful play, beautiful call there by Coach, and I know that's something the coaches have seen all game long. Everyone's keying on Brunson, keying on Joe, and they did. They faked the handoff to him, and it left Sam all by himself, and like you see, all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, a 29-yard run, and Sam picked up some great blocks on the way.
He did.
And I thought he might try to pass it, but that was a design bootleg, I believe, all the way.
Yes, sir.
8:22 to go. Third quarter, 41-12, Baker on top. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. And Sam just sneaks it right in there. Touchdown, Baker Gators. And Jesse, the Freeport defense looked frozen, like they didn't even know the snap count was coming. And Sam just kind of goes right into the end zone.
Yeah, they didn't even move once the ball was snapped, and I love to see that. Sam got him all the way down there, so let him punch it in, get that score, put those stats on for him, and I don't know. They just a little bit more confusion from the Freeport Bulldogs there.
Well, they came out fired up, and all of a sudden now they just kind of just falling back. Here's Pierce for the extra point. Again, a high snap. Xander Long gets it down, and Pierce gets it up, and it's good. 8:11 left in the third. Baker 48, Freeport 12. Back in a moment.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice-weekly pickup featuring automated trucks. No bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com.
And the pooch kick by Pierce. A fair catch called for, fumbled. Ball still loose, and Baker has it. And that is number 22. That is Caleb Wagner.
He got that recovery there. Great job by Caleb. I know he's pumped up getting in there on the varsity field, playing on some special teams. And again, that's another danger for the opposing team, but plus for us, if one of their guys that doesn't have the greatest hands goes to make that fair catch, if they let it hit those pads, it's bouncing off. There's no way they're catching it. You got to catch it with your hands. And so that's working out in our favor. Everything's looking good right there.
That's exactly what happened too, Jesse. So 1st and 10, Baker at the Freeport 41-yard line. 7:28 to go in the third quarter, and the officials was communicating with the press box, look like. Are they going to do this over? Or?
I'm not sure what's going on here.
I believe they are. I'm not sure. Robbie, do you know what happened down there?
Yeah, they said there was an inadvertent whistle, so they're making them re-kick it. But one other thing is on the last play, the touchdown play y'all was talking about, the Gators did a design thing where only the center and the quarterback moved. Everybody else stayed where they were at.
Oh.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's a good misdirection play.
That's a college-level play. So the inadvertent whistle gives Freeport a second chance here on the kick. 7:28, third quarter. It is Baker 48 and Freeport 12, and Pierce Thompson set to kick off for the Gators. And this time kicks a little bit deeper, goes over the head of quarterback King Neal. This one does go out of bounds.
So turn of momentum there a little bit, I guess.
Exactly. But, Freeport seemed fired up, making great plays on defense until that bootleg by Sam Croson and then that touchdown run or whatever you want to call it. That was, I've seen similar plays. I know Florida State used to do that where the offensive line would just stay still.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of practice because that's not easy because you want to, your instinct is to move on the offensive line. So 1st and 10 Freeport from their 35-yard line, 7:20 to go third quarter. Baker up by 36 points. And King Neal, quarterback, stands back in shotgun formation, now rolls to his right, cuts it back inside, cuts it back outside, and he has tripped up hard. What a great play by Devin Jordan, and then it's finished off by Garen Mitchum.
Yeah, great play by the defense right there. I think that was a design run for him the entire way, unless he just decided he did not want to pass the ball at all. Looks like he might be a little shook up there after that play. Hard hit, took him down pretty rough, but again, great play by the defense to attack and not sit back and wait on things to happen, make things happen.
But Devin Jordan hit him so hard, he looked like a helicopter blade. 6:30 to go. Second down and about 6. And again, King Neal keeps the ball again. This time tripped up Joe Brunson. Puts a lick on. Ball comes loose. The Gators fighting for it. Garen Mitchum and Zane still trying to get the ball, but King Neal retains possession, and it's a first down run for Freeport.
Yeah, it looks like the refs, they called that down. Maybe a fumble forced by the ground there at that point.
Official timeout. 6:09, third quarter. Back in a moment.
WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
And welcome back to Freeport High School, Walton County. Just off of 331 South here on this warm October evening. Mark Forehand and Jesse Jernigan in the booth, and Robbie Kolb somewhere out there. 48-12, and Jesse, you got a shout out for somebody?
Yeah, I got a shout out to one of our great executive board members, Jack Allen, and his lovely lady, Sister Mary. I think they're listening. And appreciate you guys tuning in.
And Jack, a former Baker Gator himself. Didn't play on this field, I don't think, but might have played on the old black and white field. King back to pass. Going for Blunt. It's intercepted by the Gators. Joe Brunson with the INT back at that's Brody Sharp. Brody Sharp with the interception.
Great read by Brody right there. A deep pass, and got to the point there where he was backed up, and they were both fighting for the ball, both looking for the ball, but he came down with it. Great catch by Brody Sharp.
And it was a great pass, really, by King Neal, but boy, like you said, just a great position by Brody Sharp. So 5:22 to go, and Baker 1st and 10 from their 19-yard line. Now, you mentioned Jack Allen, the infamous Jack Allen played football at Baker. Now, I believe it was his senior year. He played on defense and returned a interception for a touchdown.
Wow.
He did. It's hard to believe that now looking at. No, I'm just kidding. He's my wife's brother. But anyway, Jack Allen returned an interception for a touchdown back. Oh, gosh. Several years ago. Brody Sharp is in their quarterback now and hands off. That's Caleb Wagner. And he's across midfield. The 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh.
Touchdown, Baker Gators.
Boy, Caleb, way to go, man. Wow, coming up just from the JV last week, couple weeks ago. And, man, he's got some speed, Mark.
He does. He looked like Joe Brunson.
I know. He just flying down the field, evading defensive back. I mean, but again, like we talked about earlier, that was such a huge hole he ran through that, man, I probably could have ran that touchdown.
And that goes back to those 5 guys up front. LaFleur, Vaccarella, Oglesby, Carter Mason, and Ethan Cadenhead providing those holes. So what a run by Caleb Wagner. Nearly 80 yards on that run. Here's Pierce Thompson. And the extra point is up, and it is good. 55-12, back in a moment.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
And welcome back to Freeport. With 3:09 to go, third quarter, Baker 55 and Freeport 12. And so, Jesse, I understand that our shout-out might have got missed.
Oh, no, we don't want to miss them. So if they're listening now, Brother Jack, one of our amazing board members from the church at Milligan Assembly, and his lovely lady, Sister Mary, I'm going to give them a shout-out and tell them thanks for listening to us. And we were bragging on his amazing play whenever he was a Baker Gator.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was maybe 1981.
Or 1921?
Yeah, something. But Jack playing defensive back, I forget the opponent, but took a interception and returned it for a touchdown. And that may have been his only TD of his career. But anyway, Jack Allen and Mary, thanks for listening, guys. 2:14 to go, third quarter, 55-12. And on the kickoff, Kane Neal took the ball and just kind of stepped out of bounds to avoid the tackle. Now to the air again. And is trying to hit Tobias Holmes, and it goes incomplete. And he likes that sideline pattern, doesn't he?
Yeah, it likes to stay there. And it's a safe area for a quarterback because you can hit it right on the sideline, put it where only your guy can catch the ball. So if he doesn't catch it, hopefully no interception takes place. It'd be an amazing catch if it did. But it's a safe pass for any quarterback to stay on the sideline like that.
And, Jesse, there is a running clock now. It's just down to a minute 30, third quarter. Baker 55-12, second down 10 from the 20-yard line. Again, Neal to the air. This time finds Tobias Holmes at his 45, and he's across the 50, brought down hard by Seth Baxa with a first down play for Freeport. It was his only TD. I just got the message. It was Jack's only TD.
Only TD.
Hey, that's more than I had.
That's right.
Of course, offensive linemen don't get many touchdowns, but
it's like one of our guys there is being helped off the field.
That is Xander Long.
Xander Long, number 11, yeah.
He's also our holder, so
yeah,
a very important position.
That's right. Done a great job at defensive back and even on special teams as well, so that's tough. Not sure what's going on there, but maybe Robbie, if he's not hanging out at Kona Ice, can get us a little report there.
First and 10, Freeport from the Baker 48. Handoff goes to Briar Blunt, and he is wrestled down by Eric McQueen back inside Freeport territory. And Eric McQueen, man, what a lick he put on Blunt.
Yeah, Eric is not one guy I would like to meet coming around the end right there. He is just a mountain of a man, and he makes it tough for quarterbacks as well, even tall quarterbacks like we have tonight.
We are down to the final 20 seconds of this third quarter. Baker in control, 55-12. Freeport second down and 14 from their 48-yard line. In motion is Dobie. Low snap. King Neal picks it up. Throws it downfield, and it's just off the fingertips of Jordan Dobie. And that's going to wrap up the third quarter from Freeport. At the end of 3, Baker 55, Freeport 12. back in a moment.
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
And welcome back to Freeport, and thanks to Randy Martin for listening tonight. He said I was number 1.
Yeah, and I'm okay, Randy, with being second place. It's all right.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Randy also played ball the same year as Jack did, and I believe that Randy may have been the kicker also and did a few pooch kicks in his day.
Right on.
So we're down to the final 12 minutes of this ball game. Baker in a commanding lead, 55-12. Freeport facing 3rd and 14 from their 48-yard line. And King Neal back in shotgun formation. In motion goes Connor Gray. Neal to the air, overthrows Trey Hinckley just off his fingertips, and Jesse Jordan back there just in case.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there with the offensive line, but it looked like they all just parted ways. It looked like it might have been setting up for some kind of screenplay, but there was no one to throw the screen pass to, so he had to throw it deep. So he had five Baker Gators running at him from the defensive line, so he had to get rid of that ball pretty quick.
Well, it was still a really good pass. It was just off the fingertips of Hinckley.
Yeah, barely missed it.
Yeah, clock rolling, 11:25, 4th and 14 for Freeport from their 48-yard line. And they're back in punt formation, and I believe that is Caleb Wagner back about the 20-yard line, awaiting the punt from Jordan Doby. It's a high snap over his head, and Doby tries to get the ball off, and he does get the punt off, and that was taken by Devin Jordan just shy of midfield, and Devin gets down to the 41-yard line. There's a flag down, but wow, Jesse, what a crazy play.
Yeah, I think it's going to be roughing the kicker on that one, because he just ran right into him.
Well, that was a high snap, and that's kind of impressive. You're 15 yards back as a punter, and it's over your head. And then they have 2 Baker players down there trying to stop him. He gets the ball off anyway.
Yeah, just to get the ball off in that situation was amazing. So he's a great athlete. I don't know, was that Doby that was back there to punt?
That was Jordan Doby, yes, sir.
Jordan was back there to punt. Man, he did a great job. Great athletic move by him. And now that flips the field, puts it back in the hands of the Freeport Bulldogs.
And they have great field position at the Baker 37-yard line. And the clock still rolling, still running, 10:45. Baker 55 and Freeport 12. And Jesse, is it safe to say that Baker has his game under control, you think?
I believe so, Mark. I think that they have shown their dominance all night long.
10:26, 12 seconds on the play clock, and King Neal looks to the sidelines now under center, and hands off to his running back, and he gets the ball popped out of his hands, and King Neal catches it in midair, and he's still dropped for loss back to the 45-yard line, 7-yard loss.
Yeah, that was a pretty athletic move there by King as well. He handed the ball off, and I guess maybe either a fumbled exchange between him and the running back, or maybe a helmet hit the ball after it did, and it popped up, and he caught that baby one-handed. So I don't know if that would be considered a pass from his running back to the quarterback or what that was, but, man, that was impressive. That was a great job.
A helmet on the ball that popped the ball out of the Tobias Holmes' hands, and Neal right there to get it. Second down, 17, and Neal hands off to Blunt, and he's brought down by Shane White.
And they continue to try those misdirection plays like that, but our defensive line, even with some of our starters out, it looks like maybe most of our starters are out at this point. they're still getting there and disrupting these plays. And I think a lot of that is due to these guys are playing hard. Some of them maybe first time being on a varsity team, stepping up, and they're getting their shot, getting their chance, and playing with everything they've got, and it's making it tough on that Freeport offense.
Yeah, Shane White and Josh Smith make the tackle. Now a flag comes in. Looks like the offensive line for Freeport may have moved. 8:56 left in this ball game, 55-12. And here comes the official. It's an untrue start against Freeport. You like that?
Good. I see what you did there.
Yeah. It's not a false start. It's untrue.
Great play on words, man.
Backs him up 5 more yards to the 47. Sir?
You've been studying, right?
I have. I've been practicing. I want to be as good as Robbie one day.
Well, maybe.
You got any updates for us on Xander down there, brother?
Yeah, it looks like they're looking at his knee, and they've got it iced down, but I think it's probably going to be a sprain, is what they kind of calling it at right now.
3rd down and long for Freeport, and nowhere to go for Neal. He finds a man. Tobias Holmes was wide open. Nobody around him at the Baker 40, and Neal gets the ball to him, but Tobias can't bring it in. And Jesse, had he caught that, he was gone.
He was all by himself. I don't even know how Neal got the ball off right there. He was surrounded by Gators and closing in for the attack there, and somehow miraculously even got that ball off and a pretty decent throw. I mean, honestly, he was within arm's reach. So, that's on the receiver there for not catching that. Had a big break, but just, lost that great opportunity against the Gators.
It is 4th and 25 for Freeport. Ball at their 48. And now it looks like Wagner and Fleming back for the punt. This is a better snap and a better punt. And Fleming takes it at his 25, 30. And he's out across the 30-yard line. Nice return by Ryan Fleming. Again, one of the young men who has moved up from the junior varsity.
Yeah, I think both guys back there have just moved up. Again, Wagner, we saw him on that really long run there for the touchdown. And then Fleming looks like he's got some speed as well. So I know we talk about with our 18 seniors that we have this year, losing those, but it looks like we've got some fantastic talent coming up from the JV. They've done a great job training them there, and, looks like a great future for the Gators.
Well, like Robbie said about Coach Brunson, he just reloads.
That's right.
Hey, guys, one thing to mention about the JV, they went undefeated this year, and so those kids are coming off an undefeated JV team.
Wow.
So they're not used to losing either, so they're fitting right in. Official timeout, 6:49 left. Baker on top, 55-12. Back in a moment.
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida, as businesses like you do all your support that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
So Matt Brunson, 7-2 all time against the Freeport Bulldogs. 7 wins, 2 losses, and Jesse looks like he may get number 8 here tonight. 6:49 left in the ball game. It is Baker 55, Freeport 12. The Gators 1st and 10 from their 32-yard line. Your new quarterback is Brody Sharp. And handoff is to Ryan Fleming left side, and Ryan finds a little bit of room, not much, as he's dropped about the 34-yard line, 2-yard pickup. And tackles made by number 55 for Freeport. That is David Ramsher.
And these are great moments right now for the Gators to create depth, especially with some of these guys that are coming up for the first time and just now putting on their uniform for the varsity team. To be able to get some experience against a 6-0 team like this is huge for the Gators, because if one of our guys goes down for a couple plays, it puts us in a great spot. We have somebody we can throw in there that's going to make a difference and not just fill a spot.
Hey, Jesse, real quick, at the end of 3, Niceville 21, West Florida 14. Still a close game, but Niceville takes the lead. And handoff goes to Zane Steele. Zane Steele breaking tackles and showing his agility as he puts his hand down and to stay on his feet. And Zane gets down to the Freeport 35-yard line. First down run for Zane Steele.
Yeah, he's got some speed. He's also physical there at the end of the play. Not afraid to put his head down and pick up a few more yards. And that's, again, you see this with some of the guys that don't get a lot of chances to touch the ball like this. They're not going to cut you any slack in this late in the game, even whenever the Gators are up so much. They're going to run with everything they've got. Going to give it everything.
5:15 left in the ball game. Baker 55-12 over Freeport. It is 1st and 10 Gators at the Bulldog 35-yard line. Brody Sharp is the new quarterback. And again, hands off to Ryan Fleming, who breaks one tackle and is brought down by Blunt after about a 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd down for the Gators. So nice little run there by Ryan Fleming.
Yeah, good job there by some of the guys that are getting to step in there and fill some of those big shoes from our regular offensive linemen to be able to hold their blocks. And, man, they're staying in there, getting dirty and going after it, making sure they're freeing up some holes for Fleming and Wagner and those that are in the backfield.
2nd down and about 4 yards from the 29-yard line. Clock rolling, 4:20. Brody Sharp under his center. And this time hands off to Caleb Wagner, and Wagner is brought down about the 20-yard line. First down run, tackle made by number 53, Ahmad Glenn for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great job there by Wagner to find that hole. Stay with it. I know there might have been a little bit of confusion there at the beginning of that play. Maybe it might have been a couple early jumps, but again, there's some of those jitters for those guys getting in there for the first time. But, man, great job by Wagner to pick up that first down.
And clock rolling, 3:45 to go in the ball game. 55-12. Not sure if this is the greatest margin of victory for the Gators over a Freeport team, but still pretty impressive either way.
Yeah.
1st and 10, ball just shy of the 20. And Brody Sharp just takes a knee. And looks like, Jesse, that they're just going to try to let this clock run out instead of putting more points on the board. Again, we have talked about it several times. What a sportsman Matt Brunson is. Always showing great sportsmanship towards his opponent.
That's right. Yeah, and in this situation, you could let your guys get out there and try to get a touchdown, especially for some of these younger guys. But they've already been playing in the third quarter. They've got plenty of experience. Now it's time to teach them, hey, listen, there are moments where you step back and you become a sportsman. You show good sportsmanship and extend grace to them because there may be a day that you might need grace yourself.
Exactly. Clock is rolling. 2:40 to go in the ball game. Now 2nd down and 11, not that matters. Brody Sharp, again, just takes a knee and throws the ball off to the referee, trying to let that clock run down, but this sure is moving slow. Now 3rd down and 12 for the Gators. And Jesse, you mentioned earlier the fan base for the Baker Gators. You look across the way, and they have filled, of course, the band's over there, but they have filled their bleachers.
Yeah.
And then the extra bleachers that were brought in, a lot of Baker fans. It's good to see their support. Yeah. And Freeport, of course, supporting their team as well. And we're under 2 minutes now, 3rd down. And the play clock down to 10. And Brody Sharp again under his center. And he will just take another knee. And there's 40 seconds on the play clock. They'll have to snap it, I guess, really at least one more time.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to run the clock completely out at this point. Not sure exactly what they're going to try to do here.
No, because then Freeport will have the ball and have a couple of chances to try and do something with it. So, Jesse, at the first of the game, I said, what were you expecting? A shootout? A low-scoring game? Well, that third option, the lopsided blowout. And I'm really surprised. And not knocking Freeport. They're a great team. You're not 6-0 by mistake.
No, you did that on purpose.
So, if it's just Baker was the better team tonight, And the Gators turn the ball over on downs. But now Baker will go to 6-0, and Freeport drops to 6-1 on the season. And Jesse, by no means does this mean their season is over for Freeport. Yeah. I mean, there's still more football to play.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, after this game, they're 6-1. That's still an incredible record for any team at this point in the season. It doesn't mean it's over again. And Robbie, you might have to help me out on this. I can't remember if Freeport is in that Sunshine Athletic Conference or not.
They're not in the conference.
Okay. So they've still got a chance at this point maybe to even get into the playoffs. I'm not sure how all those points work and all the brackets work. But
I may be wrong about that. Now you got me second-guessing myself.
Well, we can follow up on that and report on that next week.
Yeah, well, we'll find out. I may even ask Coach Brunson that here in just a few moments.
Okay.
That's going to wrap it up from Freeport. The Baker Gators go to 6-0, and Freeport 6-1. And next week we go to Pensacola to play the Lighthouse Christian Academy Stingrays. And we'll wait for Robbie to get a hold of Coach Brunson here. And Robbie, just let us know when you got Coach Brunson. But Jesse, well, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised Baker won.
Right.
I'm surprised they won by, 43 points?
Yes.
55-12.
With it being so lopsided, it really is a surprise. It's I came into this game. We talked about it on the way over here. I really thought it was going to be a close game. I thought it was going to be back and forth. And as it was the first maybe 3 or 4 minutes of the game. But and again, it's not knocking Freeport. The Gators were just on tonight. Everything they did was fantastic. And again, Freeport did do a few things to put themselves in a bad situation to where they kept getting penalties. They kept getting those delay of game calls. Not getting the right personnel in there, false starts here and there. So little things like that started to add up, and it just shifted all the momentum to the Gator side, and you see the result of that tonight.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, Jesse, they seem confused a lot of times.
Yeah.
The quarterback seemed to be unsure of what he was supposed to do. And again, please, we're not knocking Freeport by no means, but it just observing just seemed like he was unsure. And then, like you say, the penalties, delay a game, there's no reason for that.
Yeah, when we played, there's no excuse for that. And even at that point, we didn't have the fancy game clock that showed you exactly where it was. The referee behind us kept it in his head, and but we knew there was a certain clock in our brain that we had to beat that clock. And not saying we didn't get those calls. We did have those happen, but that's just, goes back to what you said. There was confusion, and because there was confusion, they were trying to figure that out and not watching the game clock. It wasn't even a factor. They were just trying to get lined up the correct way and run a play. And when you're in that mode and that mindset, it's very tough to come out and make a play. You're thinking, whew, you just take a deep breath. I'm thankful I got the snap off, and so instead of them being able to show off and showcase their 6-0 record, man, they were behind from the very beginning.
They were, but 55-12, and the Gators, they keep that regular season win streak. I believe it's at 35 now, if I'm not mistaken. Right? 35, so. Yeah, and 6-0 on the season. And next week, Lighthouse Christian Academy. And Robbie Cole, you ready?
Yeah, I'm right here. Coach, a big win for the Gators coming in here taking on a 6-0 Freeport Bulldog team. But your team put it all together and was able to come out with a big victory tonight.
Yeah, I think we're improving as the year goes. Our guys are getting stronger. We're getting a little better shape. And as this weather cools off, I mean, the teams we play better look out because our guys are going to be, I hope, peaking at the right time, getting close to the end of the season and that conference play. There'll be some tough games ahead, but we're definitely going to enjoy this one. Go back to work next week and just see where we can end up with this group because they're fun. They are a fun group to coach.
Well, Coach, we couldn't remember if Freeport's in the Sunshine Athletic Conference or not.
They're not in the conference.
But we could see them again in the playoffs.
The regulation playoffs, yes, we could.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for congratulations on a good game, and we'll see you next week.
Right,
and thanks, Robbie Cole. So, Jesse, that's going to wrap it up for us from here. So, on behalf of Robbie Cole, Jesse Jernigan, I'm Mark Forehand, leaving you with this quote from the late, great Casey Kasem. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. God bless you guys. We'll see you next week in Pensacola.
WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators!
Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God are proud sponsors of Baker Gator football. Our services are on Sunday morning starting at 9 a.m. for Sunday school, 10 a.m. for morning worship, and then we come back at 6 p.m. on Sunday evenings for our Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service begins on Wednesday nights, and it starts at 6:45 for our kids' call ministry, and then 7 p.m. for our evening worship service on Wednesday nights. You can follow us on Facebook, and you can also connect with us on the web at mag.church. On behalf of Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say...
WTJT would like to say thank you to the Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union for supporting our coverage of Baker Gator football. Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union offers a wide variety of financial services with 4 locations, including the Baker branch location at the entrance to Baker School next to the Gator Cafe. They can be reached at 850-537-9815 or on the web at OkaloosaFCU.org. You can be a member of the credit union if you live, work, or worship or attend school in Okaloosa County. For all your financial needs, it's Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union. Achieving goals together. We are proud to acknowledge the support of Whitehurst Powell Funeral Home in Crestview. They are a family-owned and operated funeral home, open 7 days a week, and can handle all funeral needs. Plus, they offer advanced planning. Whitehurst Powell is also home to the Southern Heritage Crematory. They are located at 436 James Lee Boulevard, and the phone number is 850-682-3052. Owner Andy Powell is committed to caring for you in your time of need, and is also proud to help make coverage of Baker Gator football possible.
One of our sponsors this year for our live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football is Wise Equipment in Crestview. Wise Equipment specializes in sales and services of Kubota and John Deere mowers and tractors. They carry Steel and John Deere chainsaws, line trimmers, and blowers. Plus, they have John Deere toys. All products are backed by a manufacturer's warranty. Wise Equipment is located at 1147 South Ferdon Boulevard in Crestview and can be reached at 850-682-3366. Staff here at WTJT would like to say thank you to Health Smart Pharmacy and Melody Thompson for their support of WTJT and this year's live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football. Health Smart Pharmacy offers a wide range of products and services. Not only can they meet your pharmaceutical needs, they also have products such as Simple Southern t-shirts, You Might Be, gift cards, and mugs. They also have Sorelli and other fashion jewelry. They have collegiate items as well as country western gifts for your favorite cowboy or cowgirl. And of course, they have t-shirts for our local Baker Gators. Health Smart Pharmacy is located on the left just through the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone at 850-537-6266. Thanks again to Health Smart Pharmacy for your support of WTJT and our local football team.
Thank you, Brackney Funeral Service in Crestview, for your support. Brackney Funeral Service is located on Highway 90 East. They are locally owned and operated and provide all the traditional funeral services, including burials and cremations. And the telephone number is 683-9898. 683-9898. Terry Brackney is the funeral director. Again, thanks, Terry and Brackney Funeral Service for giving to WTJT. WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators!
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida, as businesses like you do all your support that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice weekly pickup featuring automated trucks. No bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God are proud sponsors of Baker Gator football. Our services are on Sunday morning starting at 9 a.m. for Sunday school, 10 a.m. for morning worship, and then we come back at 6 p.m. on Sunday evenings for our Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service begins on Wednesday nights, and it starts at 6:45 for our Kids Call ministry, and then 7 p.m. for our evening worship service on Wednesday nights. You can follow us on Facebook, and you can also connect with us on the web at mag.church. On behalf of Pastor White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say...
We are proud to acknowledge the support of Whitehurst Powell Funeral Home in Crestview. They are a family-owned and operated funeral home, open 7 days a week, and can handle all funeral needs. Plus, they offer advanced planning. Whitehurst Powell is also home to the Southern Heritage Crematory. They are located at 436 James Lee Boulevard, and the phone number is 850-682-3052. Owner Andy Powell is committed to caring for you in your time of need, and is also proud to help make coverage of Baker Gator football possible.
One of our sponsors this year for our live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football